Hello everyone, my name is Vedanti. Me and my partner Ayush are going to present on the topic song learning in birds. Here is an outline of our presentation including topics like birdsong and communication, purpose and importance of bird songs, mechanism and physiology of song learning in birds. Everyone must have wondered at least once in their lifetime that how can these birds make our morning so beautiful by creating joyful songs? Well, is bird chirping a bird song? No. Chirping is actually a type of vocalization produced by birds. It is what is called a bird call. Bird call is a brief and simple acoustic structure used to communicate signals of various kind. A bird song is a more complex series of notes which is often used for breeding. Now let's see the difference between bird call and a bird song. Bird call is composed of short repeated notes, whereas a bird song is a compilation of various long and short notes. These acoustic structures are used to produce different song type repertoires. Bird song is produced using complex physiology, as will be discussed by my partner in the second half of the presentation. Bird call does not involve such complex mechanisms. Another main difference between bird call and bird song is that calls can be learned by the bird any time during their lifetime, and almost all birds can produce some or the other type of call. On the other hand, bird song requires learning at a specific age point, and most birds, but not all, can sing these melodious tunes. The website on this slide has audio clips of different species of birds, which will make it very clear about the difference between the bird song and a call. As we saw that not all call-producing birds can sing, there are certain bird species that are specialists of song learning. These are the passeriforms. They include perching and song-learning birds. It is known that these birds even differ in their anatomy. More complex songs are often correlated with more muscles found in their vocal box. Although there are certain exceptions, for instance, a parrot that imitates human voice has very little number of muscles than required to do so. Moreover, mostly males of a species sing, and females respond to those songs. We will see in a bit how this happens. Now the question is, why would birds want to spend their energy in such a complex process? Well, songs serve many purposes. Many bird species like song sparrows use song to reveal their gender as kind of a morphological trait. The most important implication of songs is that it is a popular reproductive strategy. Males sing to attract females for mating. A study performed on pied and collared flycatcher reveals that 9 out of 10 females tend to choose males that sing. Females respond by song as a sign of pair bond. A study using domestic canary bird as a model revealed different preferences of females based on type of song, quality, and other factors of male birds. Another important use of songs is establishment of territory. An observational study on Passerina cyanea reveals that extra pair copulation was found more in territories that were unguarded by the male counterparts. And of course, birds use song to intimidate enemies and signal own territory and predator presence and danger. After having known the purpose served by songs to birds, another question is that why should we study song learning in birds? Well, there are certain crucial implications for humans too. First, Bird songs can be used for species identification purposes and taxonomy, as bird songs are always species specific. Moreover, the song learning mechanism in birds and language learning in human babies is similar to a large extent. This is why songbirds are a great model used by neurobiologists and developmental biologists and also certain evolutionary biologists to understand complex neural pathways involved in song learning.
Each bird species has a unique song or set of song. Song convey both species and individual identity. In most species, young birds learn some features of adult song. So how do they know to sing species-specific song? And how do they learn to sing? I will discuss this in coming slides. The image on the left is of zebra finch, which accounts for approximately half of all research on vocal learnings in songbird. So most of the information on my slides is based on zebra finch as model. According to selectional theory, the song template is inherited from the parents, limiting song learning to species specific. According to instructional theory, the bird memorizes the song they hear from the parents and neighbors. This can be proved experimentally by raising birds in isolation. Figure 1 shows the bird raised in wild. Figure 2 shows the bird raised in isolation. In the figure 2, we can see that the song pattern is irregular and abnormal, while in the figure 1, we can see the pattern is regular and repetitive. This demonstrates that bird must learn song early in life. If bird in isolation are exposed to tape-recorded song of its own species, they react and learn quickly, indicating they are born with innate ability to discriminate their species-specific song. Song learning occurs in two distinct phases. The first stage is called sensory phase. During sensory learning phase, the juvenile listen to and memorize one or more tutor song from their parent. This leads to the activation of song template present in the brain. If birds are raised in isolation during sensory phase, they sing abnormal song, yet still with species-specific elements. During second stage of learning, the juvenile begins to sing, gradually modifying its song to match the tutor's song. In the figure, we can see at the beginning of the second stage, the bird produces sub-songs which are variable and quiet. This is similar to human baby babbling. Then they produces louder, more structured song. This is called plastic song. This song are still variable but contains some elements of tutor song. Song finally crystallizes and stabilizes to match the memorized template they hear from their parent. The two stages overlap each other in some species such as in zebra finch, while they are separated by several months in other species such as sparrow. During the second phase, juvenile compares sound with memorized template and achieves vocal imitation through a process of trial and error using auditory feedback mechanism to produce a crystallized sound. Figure 1 shows a bird with normal hearing abilities, and it produces a beautifully structured sound with repetitive units. In figure 2, we can see a bird who is deafened before the second stage, and the sound or the song it develops is very noisy and poorly structured. In figure 3, we can see an adult who is deafened. Disruption of auditory feedback causes gradual decline in the learned vocalization. The need for auditory feedback mechanism for song learning suggests the presence of link between auditory and vocal control system. The songbird brain contains a system of interconnected nuclei specialized for singing and song learning. They are organized into two major circuits, the song motor pathway and anterior forebrain pathway. The AFP is involved in early song memorization and learning. AFP is essential to auditory feedback dependent learning and is an important source of trial-to-trial variability in song performance. The song motor pathway is essential for song production. The SMP arises from neurons in HVC. HVC is the principal song nuclei that drives song production in adult birds. The nucleus contains neurons sensitive to sound in addition to those which control the sound or song production. The output of nuclei of the SMP and AFP both supply input to the song motor nucleus called RA. Nucleus RA controls the vocal organ or the syrinx. During song learning, there is a gradual transition of control from AFP, which produces noisy and exploratory song patterns, to HVC, which produces stereotypic and repetitive song pattern, which is comparable to template song pattern.